smile. That's what he did to you. For you young people who don't know me, I'm Neal Ford, and I had the privilege, I tell you that because I had the privilege of playing with Lanier for several years. He was an outstanding person, an outstanding musician. He was like, when you're the leader of a band, you kind of are kind of the father figure. And you have to kind of keep control of what's going on with all your guys, all your people. It was pretty easy except for Lanier. Lanier was like, he was like herding a bunch of kittens. It's almost impossible. He never came at you straight on. He came at you from left field. He never did what you expected him to do. He never said what you expected him to say. He was always testing you to see how you would react. I recall our first meeting when we're losing a keyboard player. Someone recommended Lanier and set up a meeting at a restaurant. And I was standing out in front, and Lanier got out of the car, came up to me, looked at his watch, pressed it, said, "I just blew up my little brother." Sorry, Judge. The first thing he ever said to me. And then he told me how his parents were aliens from outer space. And forgive me for saying this in this house of worship, but he told me how he had mooned everybody in the library on senior day. I said, "You're hired." Doesn't matter if you can play, you make me laugh. I was in the car, by the way, at one of the times that he drove backwards on the Southwest Freeway. I wish John Curtis could be here today. He's out in California. John loved Lanier because John loved to laugh. And Lanier had John laughing all the time. And then John would just egg him on to do more and do more and do more, which was crazy. People called him crazy. People called him mad. People called him insane. People called him weird. Yes, he was. All of those things. But like you said, he probably was the most talented person that you would ever want to meet. If you knew Lanier for 15 minutes, you had a Lanier story. Because he gave you story after story after story. Because we had some success in our young band days, we got to entertain with several fantastic big name acts. There are three that I consider genius. Jimi Hendrix, Ray Charles, he was a genius. I expected Laurie to have the urn here, and the first thing I thought, if this was Lanier up here, and I was in an urn, he would fake a stumble and knock me over all the way across. I think if Lanier had known what was going to happen, he would have wanted, the last thing to do is to send his urn with him in it to John Curtis in California with a note that said, "I want to stay with you."